And welcome in, folks, to the 11 o'clock hour here on Out to Lunch. We are starting our Committee of the Whole and City Council meeting recap today, here during the 11 o'clock hour on Out to Lunch, WRMN AM 1410. I'm your host, Matt McNeil, taking you into this 11 o'clock hour and also into the 12 o'clock hour. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in today, being a part of the conversation with us here. Feel free, of course, to tune in. You can find us live on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/WRMN radio. If you want to hit that subscribe button, click that notification bell so that you always know what's happening in the area, keeping you in tune with what's going on, of course. We thank you, everyone, for listening in. You can also listen in on that AM 1410 dial. You can also, like I said, find us on our YouTube page, or you can eventually, we'll have our phone lines open. You can call in. This is the council meeting recap. We have Mayor Dave Captain once again graciously joining us in studio today. Good morning, Mayor Captain. How are you?
Good morning, Matt. I'm just doing fine. How about you?
Very good, thank you. The weather's going to start to change a little bit here. We're going to start to see more warmer temperatures for Friday and then a drastic drop.
That's what I understand. And then next week it's supposed to be up near 60 again.
Yeah.
So that'll be like a roller coaster. For us.
Absolutely, yeah. I don't know about you, but sometimes my allergies get a little bit I get out of whack sometimes.
Yeah, I think it starts, and you start to get some trees that are starting to bud out, and you get that kind of stuff going on.
So it's coming up to spring. It's pretty exciting.
That's good.
Absolutely. So, of course, if you didn't already know this, this is the every second Wednesday and fourth Wednesday of the month. There is the Committee of the Whole and City Council meeting. Yesterday, they had their meeting held at, of course, at the City Hall at 150 Dexter Avenue. And you can find that information posted on their website. That's cityofelgin.org for more information. If you do want to take a look and follow along with the agenda yourself even, or maybe you already have done so, you can find it under elginvideo.cityofelgin.org. It's the internet channel. It tells you exactly what the entire agenda was. You can even watch the video available on their website. You can also find it on their YouTube channel as well, City of Elgin's YouTube channel. And you can even follow through those different chapters. If you are looking for a particular subject that is being talked about, you can actually scroll through and find it yourself on the different chapters. So it's really great. It's a great tool to utilize and to share with others out there as well. Well, let's get started here. Of course, the meeting was yesterday. That was at City Hall. That was located just here, of course, in downtown Elgin. And we do have some different items on both agendas. We've got initiatives and other items as well. So let's get started.
Okay. Matt, before we start out with the first item, a couple of things. Shout out today, Council Member Thorne was under the weather yesterday and couldn't be at the council meeting in person, so he called in remote. I want to wish him well and hoping he gets back on his feet. We also started a change in technology. We have, this was the first city council meeting where we have automatic interpretation, so interpreters, so that we can work in both Spanish and English. And so people come and if they want to express themselves in the 3 minutes or talk to the council and they would rather speak in their native language and it's easier for them, we can do that. And that automatically will be translated by artificial intelligence and will be posted on the YouTube and for the city council to read so that we're all virtually on the same page. And worked out pretty well. As usual, a lot of things with it didn't, just like with your voicemail or with your telephone, the words may not have been transcribed exactly as what they said.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see how that works out as time goes on.
Definitely.
But it's a challenge, and it worked out pretty well for the first time last night. It was that we tried it right at 6 o'clock.
Well, seeing how technology is growing, I think that it'll eventually get to a very steady point. So.
I'm sure it will, yeah. And it just one of those things, and it's a matter of making sure that people when they speak, we have to watch it as a council member as well. When we speak, that they speak into the microphone so that their words are understood. That's that's the first step from their mouth to the microphone. And I think we'll get used to it, and people get used to it as we move along. So anyway,
Absolutely.
that was the first start. First item on the agenda was some street resurfacing on the east side, and that is was an item that's on both agendas, which means that we discuss it at the committee of the whole, and then we can vote on it at the regular council meeting on the same night. Usually, we do these things when it's something that needs to be expedited a little
Okay.
bit. So they want to get started on it. They want to go out to bids, or it's a project that needs to be on a timeline, and that helps get it off to a jump start. And the streets they're talking about are some work on DuPage Court, alleys near DuPage Court, um, some streets out at Bluff City Cemetery, and they have to be redone, and some work has to be done out there as well. So those will be starting up this spring.
Okay, very good. So those various east side streets for resurfacing project, and that's the first one on the agenda. Again, authorizing funding approval for the completion of additional scope of work items from for various residential streets, cemetery roadways, and city-owned alleys. Under bid 25-038. So, just giving you a little heads up on that to prepare yourself, especially if you are living or you do travel regularly on those pathways.
Yep. The second item was a fire department request for training materials. They have to get, they do emergency training on mannequins. And we have
Okay.
to purchase, I guess they wore out the old ones.
Yeah.
So we have to start with some new mannequins, and that's going to be something that about $78,000 worth of equipment. And that's one of the jobs of the city council is to make sure that our professional people have
Mhm.
all the tools they need to do their job. And it's always about training and making sure that everybody's up to keeping up with the new technology. So
Yeah.
important part of city services from the fire department.
Absolutely. And you are trying to obtain the state of the art medical service training mannequins too. So possibly even having it being a little bit more sturdy, I guess you could say too. Like, I mean, a lot of it's been worn out over the years, and you want to make sure that you're able to, the folks that are training in that medical service are able to work well with the mannequin and the training side of things without any sort of mishaps happening along the route of the training because the mannequin is falling apart or it's starting to crumble or things like
Yeah.
that too.
The third item were again for the fire department were ventilation fans, and that's to help remove smoke out of buildings. A very important part. We have to make sure that those are um, have to be they're battery powered because they don't know if they have power when they get to a building,
Hmm.
that types of thing, so they can take them inside and help ventilate the building, get the smoke out
That's good
for
too.
people. It's important to get that cleared out before people can go back in. And smoke damage is, of course, a big part of a fire. So,
Now, do you see that more common with some of the older buildings too?
oh, sure. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's one of the issues. You know, when you learn a lot, um, when you deal with this for a length of time, that one of the some of the most dangerous smoke-filled ones are actually the newer homes because
Okay.
of the a lot of the trim work and some of the pieces are plastic.
Ah,
And when they
okay.
catch fire, they can make a nasty smoke.
Hmm.
And so it's you might think it's the wood, but it's not necessarily that. And it's
Huh.
some of this composite board causes extra smoke. So it's not exactly the newer ones, and it's the response time sometimes in the newer neighborhoods is more important because they get there before it gets full of smoke.
Hmm.
And so it's always something to learn from
Yeah.
the fire department, and they have to try to keep themselves safe, and they want to make sure people are safe, and they have to get in and get people out, and oftentimes rescue pets as well while they're
Yeah. Definitely. We have next on the list retailer single use plastic bags regulation. Now, folks, if you do want to call in, I know you said that the phone lines are open. For anyone who has any questions on this, please feel free to give us a call today, 847-931-1410. You can also text us on our text line, or also feel free to make a comment on the YouTube side of things, youtube.com/WRMN radio. Let's talk a little bit about the objective.
okay. And this item was on the agenda a couple weeks ago. We had because of scheduling issues, we had to change the date, and we want to make sure that people um, have an adequate opportunity to comment. And some of the business owners and the store owners wanted to speak before the council, but they had scheduling issues. So we moved it to last night for the final vote, and we had three store owners come to visit us. But this has been uh, the plastic bag discussion has been going on for a decade,
Mhm.
and whether we want to ban bags, how we wanted to do, what kind of bags, if bags were going to be part of everybody's life at the major stores or at stores around the community, and how to deal with it. So it's been back before the council two or three times, and always was sent back for modifications. And we've had discussion. We get input from people. Where do we go with this? What about cost? How are we going to be reimbursed for these things? How do we make this work as a for the community if we decide to go forward with it? And last night we had the last discussion on it, and the final vote was 7-2 in favor of a ban on plastic bags for mostly for major retailers, large Walmart, Target. I think it's anybody over. There are 42 retailers that would be impacted in the city of Elgin, and the ban is for the plastic bags. It's kind of a complex approach to doing things. There has to be a substitute. So the Sustainability Commission recommended they could use paper bags, and as a substitute for that, they're a little bit less environmentally intrusive, and they'll decompose in the environment if they're dropped outside over time, or they can be recycled as a paper bag as well in your recycle bin.
Mhm.
So we had three I would call them all, they were managers of major stores from Walmart, from Blaine's, and from Fresh Market. All came and spoke to the problems that they would have, and how do we address those and help them work through. Well, the discussions talked a lot about potential options, about different types of bags that can be used, whether they're stitched, where the handles are stitched on, and there may be a cloth bag, a little bit more substantial, or something a little bit cheaper that's a thicker plastic bag. And the council looked at this sustainability, recommended the stitched bag because they could be used for many, many years.
Mhm.
And so that was the way that people talked about that. Now, you can bring any kind of bag you want when you go to the store.
Mhm.
There's no limit on, as you as a customer can bring whatever kind you want, however you want to carry it out. And as many council members brought up, Aldi's, for example, has paper boxes, cardboard boxes you can carry your groceries out. Sam's Club has none. They have boxes. You can carry some things out in that, but they don't offer bags at all.
Mhm.
And others now are going to have to make some choices. But in order to make sure that people had enough time, this ordinance is not going to take effect until June 1st of 2027.
Okay.
So going to be considerable time for the retailers and for customers to become used to doing, working with a different type of way to carry your groceries out.
Mhm.
And it allows us to explore options, and it allows also does something else for us. It will allow the state to consider this uh, a statewide ordinance, and that was one of the issues that the local retailers brought up. It may put them at an economic disadvantage to retailers in Hoffman Estates or St. Charles, for example,
Mhm.
because of the fact that we don't have bags. And the idea is that we would like to see it be, and I would agree that it's better if it is statewide. So everybody's on an even playing field, and we can all work to solve the problem together. I don't think anybody argues that it's not a problem. And we
Mhm.
understand all the new technologies are coming out, and new analytical work about the dangers of the plastics that we're using for this, and how they're getting into the environment to such an extent that they become in our bloodstream, and the microplastics are
Mhm.
just about everywhere. So I think we recognize the problem. It's just about a matter of how we deal with it. But I guess this was my opinion at the end, and I think ultimately the responsibility here is going to fall on the consumer. That we have to make that our mind up that we're going to change the way that we do business as well. And not just the store owners and their employees, but we as customers have to do that. And it's hard to make that change and carry reusable bags in your car, but it can be done. I've been doing it for a long time, and you get used to it. And I think after maybe you forget once or twice, and you have to buy a bag or do something else to carry stuff out or carry it out in a cart to get it to your car. I think you get used to doing it, and it's not such an imposition to you. But anyway, that's the discussion that we had, and it's very emotional on both sides. And
Mhm.
I think the council got that. That's why it's been going on for 10 years, and it took 3 reruns through the city council to get it finally passed. But it was passed 7-2. There was a preliminary vote talk about, and that was about the whether the bags should be taxed or not as part of the sales tax. And the council voted 8-1 not to tax the bags, so they'll be tax free. Even if it's a small amount of money, it's just something that's like a little housekeeping.
Okay. I did get a question here.
Yeah.
What about the cost of paper bags versus plastic bags?
Yeah, and that's I think that the paper bags, some of the store owners, I guess it depends on what kind you get. There's probably a whole different array of bags with handles, bags that don't have handles. But I've heard cost estimates all the way up to 45 cents a bag, and it's always up to the store owner what they would like to do and how they're going to. They'll have well over a year to sort this out for themselves. What kind of bag they want to do, and if they want to do paper bags. There's nothing that requires them to do that. And the council gave them the option to use paper bags. If they do give out paper bags, they have to charge 10 cents as a minimum for that. So that will be pushed back onto the consumer and the customer when they come through. There'll be a 10-cent charge for that, and there's nothing to preclude somebody from charging 40 cents for those bags if they want to feel like they want to recoup all their money.
Mhm.
The council only required that they charge a minimum of 10 cents. And I think that's the idea to give that little extra impetus to let's move towards the really long-term types of recycling tote bags.
Mhm.
And again, Councilman Steffen probably brought in 75 or 100 examples that
Mm.
he had and collected in his house over
Okay.
the past
Wow.
few years of different tote bags that he's gotten from trade fairs and different businesses off and on in the area. So
Mhm.
there are ways to get them, and hopefully this will get business owners to start thinking about it.
I do also have another question here too. So for like stitched bags, is there like a risk of cross contamination if it's not washed over time?
That's been brought up, and
Yeah.
we've had that discussion. And when you think about going to the grocery store, almost everything that's inside the store, except the fruits and vegetables, usually at the beginning of the store, are already wrapped, and they're
Mhm.
already wrapped in plastic. So everything is sealed, or it's in a can, or in a box. So it's sealed in itself. So I always tell people you have to use your own judgment
Mhm.
and how you're gonna keep that, but they should be washable. It should be able to be just thrown in the wash machine with clothes and cleaned out periodically when you need to do that. Some are made from fiber, from cotton fiber. Some are made from a different type of plastic or recycled material, and it depends on what kind you have. And they generally they'll last a long time.
Mhm.
And I think that's how people's hygiene is their business,
Mhm.
and how often they feel they need to clean it. But I think that when this was first brought up, I said, uh, when you go through the fruit and vegetable section, people are handling those things with their bare hands.
Mhm.
So when you take it home, you should wash it anyway. If that's where you're going to be the most likely to run into a problem, meats are almost always wrapped now, one form or another.
Mhm.
Whether you get it from the deli or from the butcher portion of the grocery store, those types of things. But I would think it's a pretty minimal amount of chance of exposure to anything like.
Okay. And the cost for that again is it was $18,000, correct?
That's correct, yeah, and that would be for the city of Elgin. We're gonna be looking at doing some outreach and, making sure that people understand how this works, and I think it's an opportunity to educate the community on, the different types of bags that are out there. And I did pose it to the store owners as well. They could look at it as an opportunity. Um, Instead of offering maybe a discount or a sale or something like that, say, hey, on this Friday, we're going to be having some bags that are going to be available at a very low cost with our store name on the side.
Okay.
And so it's free advertising for them. And
Mhm.
hopefully, if the bag lasts 5 or 6 or 8 years, that you'll get some free advertising out of it, or cheap advertising, should have.
Now, have these retailer businesses already been reached out to?
Yes,
Okay.
it was pretty extensive, and to go out and talk to the businesses. One of the, I know it was kind of a mixed bag with that. That's a bad term, I guess, but the with the response, Target was in favor of using the recyclable bags.
Okay.
That came from, and it's a difference in the different types of stores that are here. You know, Target's a national chain, and it came from evidently the national said that that's something that they'd be in favor of doing. And I'm not the store owner; I can't speak for them, but just thinking as a layman, over time, if people come with and carry their own bags in, and the store owner does not have to provide any bags, doesn't that save them some money
Hmm.
and some time to do those kind of things? And ideally, if everybody brought their own bags, there would be no cost associated with
Yeah.
it. So maybe that's the long-term goal, and everybody would benefit.
Would this apply for nonprofits, say, for example, like a food pantry?
It depends on size, and it
Okay.
depends on how many employees. We tried to gear this to what the state has been proposing. So if the state does come back with a statewide ordinance, that Elgin would already be positioned and wouldn't have to change very much. But most small businesses and retailers would not be affected.
Okay.
Less than 250 employees and over 5,000 square feet are ones that are going to be affected.
Very good. All right. So, and of course, folks, if you have any questions, feel free to call us. If you also want to contact the City of Elgin, you can 847-931-6001. You can also email them elgin311 at elginil.gov. Again, that's elgin311 at elginil.gov for more information. We are getting into our bottom of the hour news and messages from our sponsors. So when we come back, we'll discuss more here on what were some of the agendas that were brought up here at the local City of Elgin meeting. And welcome back, folks, to Out to Lunch here on WRMN. We are in the second half of our City of Elgin council meeting recap here with Mayor Dave Captain. Thank you again, of course, for coming into the station today. We do have a comment here. Jeff just says, hello. It's a nice, balmy 67 here up in Hawaii. He's in Hawaii on vacation right now. He lives in Illinois, but he's in Hawaii, so he's having a good time, which is great. So thank you,
That's
Jeff.
kind of chilly for there, isn't it?
You're right,
Yeah.
exactly. That's what I would think. Going up to 79, he
Okay,
says.
that's better.
So that sounds pretty good. And then, of course, folks, also reminder as well too. After this interview, we'll make sure to post it onto our YouTube channel and also Facebook. We'll tag the City of Elgin. Make sure that the word gets out, of course, as well too. We've been discussing some of the agendas as well. We did go through agenda A through D for the first half hour. We'll go through a couple other things here as well, starting with agenda number E, or letter E, not number E.
Yep. Letter E is it's a continuing program to provide water pitchers because of the lead contamination issues in homes. This was a way for uh, the homeowner before they have an opportunity to get their lead service lines replaced. This pitcher will help remove the lead from their drinking water and will allow them to at least have drinking water that's safe.
Mhm.
And these are free from the city. Have been going on for a number of years, and we do have an agreement with outside contractor to provide those.
Very good.
And it's a good way to make sure your family's safe. And but it's one of those things that we can provide it, but you're the ones that have to use it
Mhm.
and make sure you're diligent with it.
So the water pitcher filter, you're able to um, Yeah, so you'd be able to put in regular, it's just, would it be regular tap water from the
Yeah,
sink even if there's lead in it and it would filter that out?
yes,
Okay.
and it makes it safe. Um, as part of the control until we can get up to point where we can replace these, and
Mhm.
it's a way for the city to do it. And again, we have over 10,000 to replace, and it's going to take us some time to do.
Mhm.
So it gives people an option to what to do.
And I know that the city also does hand out, the Elgin drinking water, flyers or pamphlets as well too. We
Yes,
get those occasionally in the mail a couple
right.
times a
And
year.
again, we're following regulations by uh, this that are provided to us, regulations from the US EPA,
Mhm.
and we have to meet those requirements. And it's about sampling and about in going out and making sure that we talk to the community. And again, we kind of forget we you can't just assume that once you do a program like this that it's once and done. Because we have new people that are moving into town and they have to be educated as well. So
Mhm.
it's an ongoing process here for a number of years.
Okay. There's a couple other things too that you wanted to touch base on here following after, the water pitcher filter distribution.
Yeah, I think that maybe one thing worth talking a little bit about is we always have to worry about money. And one of the things a little bit farther down the agenda was the property tax abatement and issuance of bonds. Now, we have ways that we provide funding for some of the things that we do, and many of the bonds that we issue rely on property tax to help pay those bonds off and over time. That's how we secure the bond. And but there are other ways to do it. And we have what are called enterprise funds, and that includes a water treatment facility. So we can use issue bonds that would allow us to make upgrades to the water plant, and they can do a different funding source for that. So when we do that, issue an enterprise, we have to reduce the amount of bonds or the amount of on the property tax levy to balance it out so we don't double tax. And
Okay.
that's always kind of a controversial thing, but these are things that are just uh, I wouldn't call them housekeeping because it's bigger than that, and it's about us funding how the city operates
Mhm.
and making sure that it's fair and how where the money comes from. And other communities have different ways to do it, but in our case, we have the enterprise funds, and we pay for those bonds to improve our water supply by adding it onto the water bill. So that's how we pay those bonds back.
Okay. So that's coming up. That will be, when is that particular,
They'll
uh,
be going into effect almost automatically.
automatically?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's on the agenda there. There's a couple other things too you wanted to discuss
Well,
here.
some of those things are, they were, again, these are things that have been ongoing for a long time. They're housekeeping, things that were improvements in some of the subdivisions. When a subdivision is built, the city accepts street lights or accepts the streets, and we sign off on them. And then the city takes over maintenance of them. And those are just things that we've done in Highland Woods and Gifford Road, for example, some things that are done. The last thing on the agenda last night for the committee of the whole was a discussion on adopting an ordinance to support and foster inclusivity and diversity in the city of Elgin. And that was a change. This was first brought up a couple months ago, and it was brought to the city as as an ordinance to make Elgin a welcoming city. And that was changed, was Councilmember Dixon and Alfara changed the name of this to become a diversity and inclusion ordinance. And Councilman Dixon made a statement at the very beginning of the discussion that this ordinance in no way is going to impact what ICE does in the city of Elgin.
Okay.
It's not going to change. It's not going to change that. We have very little control over that, and the federal government will be doing what ICE patrols and immigration work just as they have in the past. And this ordinance will not impact that at all. But what it does is look at things that are um, are significant to the community. There are different um, uh, sections to this that well, we're looking at economic development, we're looking at communication, we're looking at how the city is going to communicate with the citizens at city council meetings. And our first step was last night, as I pointed out at the beginning, where we had a translator for communication. And so this is going to be something that's going to have a further discussion. It's sent back to corporate council and staff, and it's going to have some rewrites here that are going to have some issues that we're going to have to deal with. And I think that um, how the city approaches these things are things that have been around for a while. Talking about diversity and how make sure everybody is treated fairly in a bidding ordinance or for a procurement, those types of things. And we'll be having this discussion again probably in a month or so. And there's some gaps that need to be filled, I think, from my perspective, that this was not a completed document. And there's got a lot of work that's going to have to be done to fill in some blank spots here. One of the things that was discussed last night was the fact that they were looking at doing something with the legal defense fund. And this got expanded from looking at just immigrants now to anybody that's a low income. Councilmember Powell brought up a discussion that she would like to see this expanded to people of low income. So that changes the whole dynamic here from my perspective anyway. It's not just about immigration anymore. Now it's about defense for anybody. And that's something the council is going to have to discuss and staff is going to have to work their way through. But
Mhm.
so the conversation changed here, and the emphasis has moved away from working just with immigrants to working with all people
Mhm.
that in diversity and inclusion, and make sure people are all included in the actions of the city. So we'll have that discussion, and we'll see where it goes.
Now, it's also included here. It says addresses language access. So, do you think that more businesses and organizations will require bilingual employees? Do you think there'll
I
be
would think
some?
so, and we have that's been the way that we've handled it in the past. But I think as an example, we talked about having interpreters at the council, but it's so cumbersome to do it.
Mhm.
And I've done it through interpreters a number of times, interviews and things like that, and it's so slow because you do a couple sentences, it has to be interpreted and given back to the public. But now then with new technologies, it was almost done instantaneously. It was a little time lag, but the interpretations are done a little bit within a few seconds, and we're posting them on. Last night was the first night that we did that, and it was posted on the live broadcast
Mhm.
and trying to different ways and how you can read it and how we can see it as sitting on the dais. When one young lady spoke uh, in her 3 minutes, it was almost up within a few seconds afterwards, what her words were. And again, it's just like doing it with your telephone. Sometimes your telephone doesn't interpret exactly what somebody says
Mhm.
correctly. So, well, we're going to have to work through that, and we'll have to give it a little bit of leeway. But I think that's a step forward, and there are technologies out there to do translations in a number of languages, and maybe as this progresses, we'll be looking at doing that as well.
Very good. We do have a comment here by Faith in the comment section here on YouTube. If you don't have a computer to order lead testing kits, can you call the city to get one?
Yes, you
Okay.
call 311. That's the magic number, and tell them that you'd like to have contact somebody you'd like to have one shipped out, and it'd be very easy to have that done.
Is there any fee for shipping?
No,
Okay.
it's free from the city of Elgin. I believe they may be able to even go pick them up at the water department, but that's a little bit more cumbersome to do that.
All right. Very good. Thank you, Faith, for that comment. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in today. Was there anything else on the agenda that you wanted to touch base on before we head on out?
No, I think we have a committee of the whole, and we can move on to the regular council meeting. We had a couple of big things there, and a lot of good things going on in the city of Elgin. And let me get my paperwork out of the way here. And we had a number of business changes. I think were interesting in Elgin for going to make our life more interesting and certainly improve the quality of life. First one on the agenda was Casa Lara in the Clock Tower Plaza. Is a restaurant down there, and they're going to convert their business model a little bit, and they want to put in an entertainment menu. And it'll be open till 2 o'clock in the morning. They're going to have live music, and going to probably increase the traffic flow down there of human traffic in the shopping center near Butera by the casino. And the representatives were there. I think they've been in business down there a long time, and they think this might be the next step for them to increase their customer base and to offer something different. Offer
Mhm.
live music till 2 o'clock in the morning, and
Oh.
liquor license will have to be adapted to do that.
Mhm.
Chairman of the Liquor Commission, but that's something that they'll have to make some modifications as well. But that was approved 9-0, and looking forward to having them do a new business down there, improve their business.
Nice. That'll help with the nightlife in Elgin too.
It will, yeah, and it's that could become a little bit more of a lively spot between the casino and
Mhm.
this venue across the street. Another one that followed through with that is uh, a new restaurant is going to replace the Golden Corral out on Randall Road. It's called Tulsi's, and it's going to be something talk about different. It's going to go from the Golden Corral, a buffet type of thing, restaurant, to Indian cuisine.
Ah,
Uh,
okay.
and they're going to have events, banquets, and the people that own the Golden Corral are going to be the new owners of the Indian restaurant.
Very
So a
cool.
complete switch over. And I'm looking forward to it because I do like Indian food, and looking forward to that and offering something a different culture. And I think it speaks a lot for the diversity of the city of Elgin.
Mhm.
And that's always been kind of the uh, part of my vision, anyway, for what the city could be with the diversity that we have. And one thing that we all have in common, we all love to eat and love to try. I'd always love to try different things and different types of food. And this gives us a restaurant now that I think brings something much different. And
Yeah.
we do have a large population from India that are moving into Elgin. So it's going to be something to, I'm sure there's going to be some demand. And I think they may have seen the opportunity to open the first restaurant like of its type in Elgin. And it's going to be a big one, obviously, good
Yeah.
size. So it should be nice. It's right at the old Golden Corral up on Randall Road.
Very nice. So that's coming up too, folks.
And that was also a 9-0 vote. So these were all easy ones for us, I guess. It's all I
Mhm.
always like to talk about food and restaurants and moving into Elgin. The third item on the agenda was a new elementary school is going to be built on North Grove Avenue on the old DC Cook property, and going to be started in planned to be open in August of 2028. So they'll be breaking ground there very shortly. uh, some very important things were that it's going to be as part of the construction. They're going to try to really mimic uh, the sawtooth look that exists there now from the old DC Cook building to kind of
Mhm.
keep that as part of it. But it's going to be a new elementary school. They always do a good job and are very aware of traffic flow and getting the young people in on school buses, getting them out, how it impacts the traffic in the neighborhood. It's certainly going to be a lot more traffic than they've experienced up there, but hopefully it'll be, they've done a good job in preliminarily looking at the how to handle the traffic. And one thing that, sometimes we look back at the most simple things that are become important. And that's about the things that maybe we get the most used to. And one thing that's up there on the DC Cook property is one oak tree that was on the corner.
Mhm.
And when the old building was torn down, they made sure that they protected that tree. That's a 250-year-old oak tree. And School District U46 went in, and the plan was designed to make sure that tree is safe and going to continue to live its life out. And I think it's kind of I'll digress a little bit. When a few years ago, when the Subaru went in on Randall Road, there was a large oak tree there, and that was part of the discussion and the planning discussion that people wanted to save that oak tree. And the owners of Subaru were a little hesitant at the beginning, and they obviously didn't want an oak tree in the middle of their sales yard.
Hmm.
And so it was a discussion. Well, the tree stayed, and now they're doing uh, uh, again. Retailers and businessmen are smart. They saw an opportunity. What did they do? They put a picnic table out there so people could go sit under the tree. They could talk about have their dog out there. And now they brought in dogs from Anderson Animal Shelter and do it regularly out there and do dog adoptions. So that tree has become an integral part of their car sales.
That's
And
very
so,
good.
very good way to adapt something. And
Hmm.
hopefully, that'll be something for School District U46 and maybe maybe a whole couple generations of grade school students will learn what it's like to be a 250-year-old oak tree.
Yeah, very cool.
One of the last things on the agenda was an amendment that allows murals to be painted on the sides of buildings in downtown Elgin and in the neighborhood business districts and community facilities. Uh, it's a way for uh, businesses and not-for-profits to dress up the side of the building. Instead of just having a blank side, they can paint a mural on it. And a number of businesses have inquired about it over time. And it was always the way that these were for the last number of years. The way that we required murals that were to be placed were on panels, and then the panels were attached to the building so they could be taken off. But now these will allow to be painted directly onto the side of the building, and I think it's a big step forward to do things and kind of dress up areas that are pretty blah in certain parts of town.
Would that also include like historical brick buildings along the area here
Sure.
too, just depending on the
Now,
business?
sure. One of the ones that's asked about it is the American Legion building on Liberty Street.
Hmm.
Has asked about a mural to face the property to the north where the Simpson Electric building used to be. It's a big blank brick wall, and they'd like to paint a mural on the side of it. So I think
Nice.
that'll offer something from, I guess, the view coming down Liberty Street. Matt, I'll tell you, one of the things that I saw was many years ago. I worked, I served for a while on Cultural Arts Commission, and my wife and I were on vacation out in Seattle, Washington, and they had a thing that was I thought was kind of unique. They did an underpass on a highway went under a expressway, and it was kind of a dull, dark, dingy place. And they had the artists come in and they painted it like a troll cave,
Huh.
and it was really neat. They lit it up, and it became a destination for tourists
Hmm.
to come there and visit this thing. So that's how artists can become really part of contribute back to a community and make it something that's a better place and a more attractive place to live in. Hopefully, these murals will do that for Elgin as well.
Yep. Especially for artists who maybe are passing through Elgin for the first time, they see the murals and they're an artist themselves, and it inspires them maybe to be like, "Wow, I should come down here more often," or maybe even start my business here. So,
Yeah, and for me to just watch people do these kind of things and be able to paint it is it's almost like a little miracle because I'm just lucky to be able to paint white on the side of a building in
hmm.
one color and have that come out decent. But I watch these people do it and how they visualize it and make it come from their mind into a work of art on the side of a building. So
Very
something to
nice.
look forward to in the city of Elgin.
We have a couple minutes left. We have about 3 minutes left. So, is there anything else you wanted to
No, I
discuss?
think that pretty much wrapped up the discussion last night, and we'll have some things that'll be carrying over into um, the next council meeting or council meetings in the future, and there'll be final discussions. Many of these things don't get done all in one night, and there'll be some lot of feedback and back and forth going on as to how this goes, and some of these, the especially the inclusivity and diversity ordinance will probably take a few months to work through. So
Hmm.
it'll be something that we'll continue to do, and it's all part of doing what we do. All making the sausage and having everybody get input. And my job as mayor at the council meeting is to make sure everybody gets a chance to speak.
Very good.
And we all get that, they all get the chance to do that, and there are going to be follow-up discussions between council members and staff over the next month to flesh this thing out.
Very good. And again, folks, if you want to check out more information, you can visit their website, cityofelgin.org or elginil.gov. You can also reach out to them, 847-931-6001. You can also email them at elgin311@elginil.gov. Now, is there a way, say, for example, someone would like to speak to one or multiple of the city council members, is there a way for them to reach out?
They can contact them on the city's website. They all have email addresses, telephone numbers. They can call and contact them direct with their input. One last thing, I think might be something that's kind of fun. We had a visit from some representatives of the Puerto Rican community last night, and they're going to resurrect Boricua Fest in the city of Elgin.
Ooh, okay.
And I believe their date was August 1st as the target date for that. And they did it a few years ago, and it was really a fun thing and experience. Puerto Rican food and Puerto Rican music, and again, cultural exchange in this great diverse community that we live in.
Very good. So we're seeing some new things coming through for Elgin, and folks, you can always stay tuned with us here on WRMN to talk about these. But we encourage go to the meetings, sit down in the meetings. It's good to experience the one-on-one conversations and see how it works out too. So, Mayor Captain, thank you so much for joining us again today.
Thank you for having me. We'll look forward to seeing you in a few weeks.
Absolutely. Folks, we'll take a quick time out. We'll be back with more here on Out to Lunch. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you for the comments as well. Faith says that you're a great team. Hi, Matt and Mayor, Downtown Jose. Great show, he says. So thank you so much. We'll be back with more here on Out to Lunch, WRMN AM 1410.
When disaster strikes, flood or fire, every second counts. At Emergency Construction Group, they specialize in immediate response and same-day service for any residential, commercial, or industrial emergency across the Chicagoland area. With over 30 years of experience, they've got the expertise, manpower, and equipment to handle any size loss fast. They follow strict IICRC guidelines to restore your property the right way, the first time. Their team values transparency, constant communication, and strong ethical standards because your peace of mind matters. Licensed, bonded, and insured, they're here for you 24/7, 365 days a year. Call 855-4ECG now. That's 855-432-4669. Or visit their website at emergencyconstructiongroup.com. And let Emergency Construction Group put your life back together one step at a time. That's Emergency Construction Group. Your satisfaction is their passion.
Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410, Elgin time, 12 o'clock.
With your news flash, I'm Ryan Gatenby. Brought to you by Rain-X. An internet freedom group warns Governor J.B. Pritzker's proposed social media platform fee could raise costs for residents and businesses. The governor says the plan would fund K-12 education, while critics argue companies would pass the cost to consumers. Illinois lawmakers are considering an emergency bill to address SNAP benefit cuts affecting about 230,000 residents. The proposal would provide a one-time payment to households losing aid as concerns rise ahead of the reductions. More than 15 business, manufacturing, and labor groups are asking regulators to halt Illinois' planned natural gas phase-out. The coalition cites a study warning of possible electricity shortages by 2029, saying retired power plants could threaten grid reliability. I'm Ryan Gatenby with your news flash.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With a Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
If you're only good to your new friends, you're not going to have any old ones. Straight Talk gets it. That's why new and existing customers get free 5G phones on Verizon's 5G network. Pretty simple, really. You keep good people by being good people.
Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Taxes and fees apply. Plan purchase required for free phone offers. Copyright 2026 Verizon.
Progressive presents the Sports Flash on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN. Huge matchup tomorrow night for number 10 Illini men's basketball. A home game against number 3 Michigan. Things are tight in the Big Ten. Michigan the leader at 16-1, but Nebraska and Illinois right behind them tied at 13-4. Michigan State and Purdue both 12-4. Wisconsin 11-6 with 3 games remaining. Tonight the Illini women are on the road at number 9 Iowa. 3 straight wins for the Illini. They're in the middle of the pack in the Big Ten. Iowa on a 4-game winning streak, 13-3. Third in the conference. Michigan 14-3 just ahead of them. Last night, the Iowa men's team beat Ohio State 74-57. The Bulls host the Blazers tonight at United Center. Chicago reeling with losses in 10 straight. They've also dropped 13 of 14. Their last win, January the 31st. The Blackhawks are on the road tonight at Nashville. Chicago picking up the season following the Olympic break. Save big when you bundle auto and home, renters, or condo with Progressive. I'm Chuck Sanders on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
So I own a coffee shop, and I wanted to label everything with our logo.
That's ambitious.
Cups, boxes, bags.
Ooh, that'll add up.
Not at all, because right now, Staples prints custom labels for 30% off.
30% off? That's shockingly affordable branding.
Yep, now our logo and URL are seen all over town.
Brand your business for less at Staples.
That was easy.
Shop Staples in-store, online, or in the app by 4/4 to unlock. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
Snapshot from Progressive wasn't created for just anybody. Oh no, we made it for you. Gradual breakers. You keep your eyes on the road, so you've seen it all. As long as it all happened directly in front of you, like a Swedish masseuse, your foot knows exactly the right amount of pressure to apply to the brake. That's why your passengers feel totally relaxed with you behind the wheel and occasionally super sleepy. With Snapshot, safe drivers like you get personalized rates based on your driving habits. Sign up today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast, brought to you by Progressive. Today, sunny with a high near 34. This afternoon, temperatures will be around 32. Tonight, partly cloudy with a low around 19. Looking ahead to Thursday, mostly sunny with a high near 42. On Thursday night, expect mostly clear skies with a low around 30. Currently, it's 30 and partly cloudy. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
Logan Fury did something smart. He saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. With that money, he bought a mini treadmill. Is walking on it during video conference calls more distracting than he thought? Yes. And is that because he overestimated his foot-eye coordination? Definitely. But it's Logan's savings, and if he wants to burn calories and any chance at a promotion, we say, good for you, Logan. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company.
Are you prepared for an emergency or disaster? Because it's not a matter of if, but when. Don't find yourself saying,
I'll trust water bottles and a flashlight to save the day, but I'll be proved wrong.
With a tornado approaching, I'll realize that I lack a wheelchair-accessible shelter.
When the floodwaters rise, I'll be up in the attic with 20 cans of beans. It's a recipe for disaster.
Let's prepare so we all have a better story to tell. Get started at ready.gov/older adults. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Your kids could get free or low-cost health coverage from Medicaid or CHIP. Even if you've applied before, they may be eligible now. Kids up to age 19 are covered for checkups, vaccines, dentist visits, hospital care, and more. And if they already have Medicaid or CHIP, remember to renew every year. Visit insurekidsnow.gov or call 877-KIDS-NOW. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
And hello, everybody. Welcome to the 12 o'clock hour of Out to Lunch here on WRMN, the voice of the valley and the talk of the town. We're broadcasting live here from Studio 14, serving you, the Fox River Valley area. We welcome you into this 12 o'clock segment. Thank you again to Mayor Dave Captain for coming into the station today to talk with us about our recap for the Elgin City Council meeting. And of course, the many agendas that were brought to attention. And if you want to watch that video, you can find it on the YouTube channel, of course, youtube.com, on the City of Elgin's YouTube channel for the meeting. Or, of course, you can also find it on their website at elginil.gov or also at cityofelgin.org. You can find it on either of those. There's a link from elginil.gov that directly takes you to cityofelgin.org under the Elgin video section, under their meetings and agendas. So feel free to check that out. We always like to keep you up to date and in the loop with what's happening here in the Fox River Valley, and especially in Elgin, since we are stationed here. Many of you listeners are as well. We want to keep you in tune and up to date on all of that. You are listening to Out to Lunch, which is sponsored by St. Joseph Hospital in Elgin. Get back to doing what you love with expert orthopedic and spine care at St. Joseph Hospital in Elgin. From advanced surgery to personalized rehab, they have their specialists there with you throughout your care journey. St. Joseph Hospital is a proud member of Prime Healthcare, and they're here to keep you moving. So you can schedule your appointment today by calling 847-931-5525 or visit their website at stjosephelgin.com to learn more. Again, thank you so much to St. Joseph Hospital for sponsoring today's show, Out to Lunch. You can check out their website. Their current ER wait time right now is 12 minutes. If I refresh the page, it'll either change or stay the same. It's up to 13 minutes now. So it is a live feed that you can find on their website. So with this being said, let's go through our weather and temperatures. I don't want to surpass on the inspirational story of the day, so we do have that as well. I will quickly just kind of compress the show a little bit more here. We've got the word of the day, and then we'll also go through some of the National Day calendar events that we've got going on today, including National Chili Day, which we did discuss. David Teese talked about that during the morning show this morning, and Todd said that chili is the best without the beans, and I said, yes. Yes. Absolutely, yes, and I agree. It's better without the beans. We'll go through some of that here. Let's take a look at the weather and the temperatures that we've got. High of 40 degrees is predicted for today on this Thursday. We are starting to see more cloudier skies. It was nice and sunny this morning, but we're starting to see it become a little bit more cloudier today with a high of 40 degrees, currently 37, feeling a little bit more like 28 degrees for the real feel. For later tonight, dropping down to a low of 25, a few passing clouds are going to be there. Heading on into Friday, we do see a high of 60 for tomorrow, so it's going to be a really nice day. If you want to go outside, enjoy the beautiful weather, there are a lot of different Fox River Valley area biking, walking, and hiking trails. I did talk about that last week a little bit. We're going to continue to talk about that throughout the months so that you know where to go. So some of it might be, a lot of them that you already know about, but for folks who maybe are new to the Elgin area or the Fox River Valley or haven't been tuning in for whatever the case might be, we'll go through that coming up, kind of periodically throughout the year, especially during the nicer, warmer temperatures and weather, like what we're seeing tomorrow, high of 60. We see it dropping down to a low of 29 degrees coming up, mainly clear skies. A few flurries or snow showers possible. See, this is the wacky weather. We got a high of 60 and then possibly snow the same day. I don't know what to tell you, folks. This is just this is just how it is. We're seeing snow showers potentially also for Saturday. It only goes up to a high of 37 with a low of 20. Sunday rolls around, mostly cloudy with a high of 32 and a low of 20 degrees. Sunday is March 1st, starting off to St. Patty's Day season. Yes, it might be quite lucky, maybe. Monday, the 2nd of March, we see a high of 37, a few clouds early, otherwise mostly sunny, and then it drops down to a low of 23 degrees coming up. That's for Monday night. Tuesday rolls around, we see a high of 39 and a low of 28. Wednesday, we see a high of 46, chance of rain predicted at 60%, continuous throughout the whole day, dropping down to 39 as our low. And then pretty much throughout the rest of that week, it's going to be snow shower, or I'm sorry, not snow showers, regular showers. But temperatures go up into the 50s and 60s. So we're going to be seeing those spring showers bringing into action. Check out more information on weather.com or whatever source you might happen to use. Don't forget, we do have our Tradio segment coming up at 12:30. If you are looking to buy, sell, trade, and or announce to the Fox River Valley area, that'll be the time to call in at 847-931-1410. If you've got something that's got to go, you can post it on Tradio. Let's take a look here at the inspirational story of the day today. This is posted by a user named other_Vader. So it's not Darth Vader, it's other_Vader. It was posted today. This person writes, quote, "We adopted Pudgy. He was 18 and was kept in a cage 24/7. Oh, Pudgy is so cute. This is a cute little cat there. That's on the screen if you're watching on the YouTube side of things. So this user writes, quote, "We were randomly scrolling at local subreddit and came across a post from a family member of Pudgy's previous owner. They wanted to see if anyone wanted to adopt him as they pitied his living conditions. He was 18 and they were caged and were caged 24/7 without being let out because he had accidents sometimes. I looked at the post, looked at my husband, and gave a small nod. We should adopt the cat and let him live his final months in a loving home. So we adopted him in October of 2022. Pudgy immediately got close to me. He would be near me constantly, even getting wet because he wanted to be near me when I showered, and he loved cheese. He loved bread, he loved ice cream, but his favorite food was steak." That sounds pretty fancy, right? He inhaled steak. It sounds like my dog Duncan. He would always save some of my steak so I could feed him. I would always save some of my steak so I could feed him and see his little whiskers move. We expected him to maybe last 2 months. He was 18, his muscles, were not working very well, and he was all bones. His ear was full of permanent mite bites, and he smelt horrid. 2 months turned to 3, then 6, and then a year. A whole year. We were ecstatic. He was putting on weight. He could walk over all around the house, climb on the bed, and sleep on top of my body. He lasted a full 14 months. He did pass away on Boxing Day 2023, and I miss him every single day, the user writes. So it looks like this cat Pudgy did live the rest of, not a super long life, but a decent one considering that the expectation was supposed to be only 2 months, and it turned it out to be 14 months. So that's a nice story there to continue on your afternoon now that we're into the afternoon time. This was posted by sunnyskies.com. I also wanted to show you this too. What am I having for lunch today? Yes, I should start showing you what I have for lunch. If I do bring a lunch, and I did today. It's just a simple bologna sandwich. You can already see if you're watching on YouTube, I took some bites out of it. I've got it nicely sealed in this case. And then I do have my Lay's sour cream and onion chips, which are very, very good. And then I'm just having a bottle of water. I'm sticking to just 1 cup of coffee today. I already had my coffee. I drank it, and I'm pretty much just going to stick to 1 today, at least as of right now. Now, maybe when I get home, I'll have a little bit of a coffee before dinner or something. It is Thursday. It's always my night to cook on a Thursday. Usually I do tacos or something like that, but tonight it's chicken Kiev, and it's always delicious. I can't remember what the brand is, but it's always very good. The Costco brands are amazing because you get them really big. If you've ever had the Costco brands before, oh, they're so good. But of course, that's going to be my meal to make tonight. It is chicken Kiev. If you do like having a chicken Kiev, let us know. What are some of your favorites that you enjoy? Don't forget, tomorrow is Friday, which means it's Foodie Friday. We talk about some great recipes. I've got one that, of course, thank you to Greg, texted me, and he gave me that recipe, and he gave me another one already for next week, too. So if you want to send in your recipes, let me know. We can get a lineup. I can tell you when we're going to talk about them, all that good stuff. So please feel free to reach out to us if you have any signature recipes that you want us to talk about, or maybe you have your own signature recipe that you want to talk about too. even if it means not even giving out the secret recipe to things. If you wanted to keep it a secret, that's fine. But let us know on Foodie Friday, too. You can even call in 847-931-1410 on Foodie Friday. The time is 16 past the hour. We'll take a quick time out. We'll go through our word of the day, the National Day calendar. We also do have our Tradio segment at 12:30, and we'll talk more about what's happening locally in your local community, the Fox River Valley. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more in just a bit.
Here on WRMN AM 1410, we like to keep you informed and in tune to what's happening here in the Fox River Valley and what's going on here on WRMN. We recognize the importance of local radio to be a part of the conversation and to be a part of the community for the community.
You know, we talked about the importance of community theater, but supporting community radio is a big deal too. And, you know, for WRMN, this is a really cool thing that you guys do every day, and a really important thing. You have to have a local media outlet to talk about what's going on in your town. So you guys do a nice job.
Tune in to AM 1410, WRMN. Don't forget, you can also subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/WRMN Radio. Keep in tune and informed on what's happening here in the Fox River Valley, right here on WRMN.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line.
But my throat has officially thrown in the towel. Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. They're max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast.
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
America's First Responders Fest began as a simple idea to honor the heroes who serve our community every day. Thanks to the incredible support of the Village of Hampshire, especially Village President Mike Reed, Village Manager Jay Hedges, and Karen Stuhler. This year, that idea came to life. From local residents to small businesses, Hampshire opened its heart to America's First Responders Fest. The support was overwhelming. A true celebration of unity, gratitude, and community pride.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. My grandpa Lou is the reason why my dad and I started racing, and I'm really proud to follow in his tracks. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. I've learned a lot on this journey with my grandpa Lou, and the memories of my grandpa will always be with me. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Talking about Alzheimer's can be really tough. But if you notice something, have a conversation with your loved one. Encourage them to see a doctor or offer to go with them. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. The Alzheimer's Association provides care, support, and research to help you take control of the situation with your family and manage the disease together. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. Visit alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
And welcome back, folks, to Out to Lunch here on WRMN. What is being served today? Well, it's a bologna sandwich. It's a plain bologna sandwich and some chips. Sometimes the classical things like that, the little simple things like that in life just are good to be, to be grateful for, right? Even just a simple bologna sandwich and some chips. You know, it's nice to eat and look outside the window and just enjoy life, little things like that. Take some time for yourself to regenerate, to take some mental time off, right? It's very, very important for sure. So very good. And I'm going to enjoy that sandwich later today. Let's take a look at the word of the day that we've got going on. It is knackered. Yes, knackered is the word of the day. It sounds a little odd, but that's what the word is, recognized today on this lovely February 26th. It's an adjective. It's spelled Knackered. Knackered is an adjective mostly used informally in British English to mean very tired or exhausted. So British English. So I would imagine that my Bermuda ancestors might have even used the term knackered, possibly. Unfortunately, I was too knackered after work to join them for dinner is an example of how it's used in a sentence. Sometimes we as folks might, feel a little bit too knackered at times. Maybe we're busy. We have a busy schedule. We get home from work. We get home from, the gym, and we're just tired. We're knackered. Too tired or very exhausted, right? We can work our bodies to a great strength and to a great length. And sometimes we just need that time off. Sometimes we need that time to rejuvenate, right? There's times when all of us get that way. All of us have been knackered at some point in our lives, right? Very tired or exhausted. Sometimes it could be physically, sometimes it could be mentally. It's even the spiritual side of things as well, too. So with that being said, of course, that's the word recognized today. And it's an adjective. We all know it now, of course, for those who just tuned in. But that is a term that is used, just very tired or exhausted. And if you happen to be tired or exhausted, take some time for yourself to regenerate, right? Maybe have a cup of coffee so that you can de-knacker yourself, which that term does not sound right, but that's what it means, knackered, I swear. Very tired or exhausted. When I first saw this word, I was like, okay, all right, okay. But you can find that information. It's posted. That's on Merriam-Webster's dictionary. That's merriam-webster.com. Let's go through the interesting national days today. It is Chili Day today. Now, I agree with Todd, what he said during the morning show to me and to all of us here, is that chili is best when there are not any beans. Now, if you do prefer beans in your chili, that's totally fine. But when it comes to chili for myself, I prefer it with beans. No, I'm sorry, without the beans. Excuse me. Wouldn't that be nice for many people out there? No, without the beans. But whatever the case might be, however you like the chili, this is a favorite of many people out there, especially a winter dish. When you have chili, it's nice and hot, it's toasty, you feel a little bit of warmth, you feel a little bit of comfort, right? And it's also known as chili with meat, chili con carne, which is also very good too if you just have it with the meat. Sometimes the tomato sauce can be a little bit heavy on my stomach, but it is still very good, especially if you incorporate some good spices in there. Garlic, onions, cumin, all that good stuff can really amplify that flavor of chili. However, many offer up so many other variations to the basic chili recipe. And how can you discover some of these? Well, you can join in on March 8th coming up. That is at the that's at Newman's Corner Pub in Hampshire. They're having once again the chili cook-off, which is an exciting event to go to. I went last year and I had a great time. I enjoyed lots of chili, and you might also too. So if you go to Newman's Corner Pub, you can check out more information on that. But that's going to be coming up. Chili cook-off. Registration is available now. You can check it out. It's that time again. Sign up as soon as possible. They recently posted it on their Facebook page. Newman's Corner Pub's 7th annual chili cook-off is March 8th. Registration is $15. Cash prizes, trophies, and bragging rights. Come in and register before March 1st. So you only have a couple days left to register for the chili cook-off. Who will have the best chili? Your vote awaits you. Check it out. I mean, I have to say I did try a lot of good chili. It was very delicious. So that'll be coming up there too. That sounds like a good plan, especially on National Chili Day today. There are a lot of good places that do offer chili. I know one that does offer chili occasionally, unless it's already a staple on their menu, is Culver's. I know Culver's has some chili. And also try some other places too. Some other days to recognize, it is National Toast Day. No, not a toast, but you can technically give a toast to toast, and that is toast on bread. Not toast on bread, but bread itself toasted. Would you believe National Toast Day honoring the humble slice is the last Thursday in February? It is so very versatile. It carries a multitude of jams, jellies, marmalades, fruit compotes, and we don't stop there, of course. Toast transports proteins and veggies, sprouts, soaks up sauces and drippings. Used as a sandwich or eaten completely plain, I prefer my toast with lots of butter, melted, and maybe a little bit of some brown sugar on there too, or some cinnamon sugar is always delicious. Cinnamon sugar on the butter, on the toast, especially if you're not feeling good, if you're feeling a little sick. Growing up when I was a kid, if I was sick, chicken noodle soup and buttered toast with cinnamon sugar was always something that my mom gave me. Her mother, my grandma, gave it to her when she was a kid. When she wasn't feeling well, it was something she liked to do for her. And so it's something that my mom did for me. I hope to do that, hopefully, if I ever have kids someday, for them if they're not feeling good. That is toast with butter and cinnamon sugar. It's very good. Now, of course, perhaps we maybe have overlooked the necessity of toast, as it shall have its due. We're able to toast it to a variety of different shades, pleasing everyone. Whether we like it lightly toasted or we like it dark and crispy, it does serve a perfect medium for building breakfast or sandwiches too, especially a nice, delicious BLT that you can find at the Blue Box Cafe right here in downtown Elgin. They have some of the best BLTs I have ever tasted. And you know what? If I didn't bring a lunch today, I probably would have said to myself, I'm going to go over to Blue Box and get a BLT. Cinnamon and sugar, well, that might depend on your mood, but it's good nonetheless. So feel free to check that out. That is National Toast Day today. We raise a toast to toast. It is also National Small Dog Day today for all the dog lovers out there who have their nice little companions who happen to be a little bit smaller in size, but mighty in personality. They have a huge impact in our lives. Join them as we highlight the endearing and unique attributes and distinct traits of small dogs, and you can find all of that posted onto nationaldaycalendar.com. National Day Calendar is another one. They usually have some more on there. Sometimes they fluctuate between the two. And now they're having an ad for National Corn Dog Day. Well, now, when is this? When is National Corn Dog Day? I got to figure this one out. National Corn... Oh, gosh, I'm spelling everything wrong. National Corn Dog Day. Started in Oregon in 1992. March 16th. Oh, that's going to be coming up pretty soon. That'll be coming up pretty soon. There's a couple other days. National Letter to an Elder Day is recognized. Carpe Diem, if I'm even pronouncing that right, is recognized today. That is under a celebration. That is a celebration, being mindful of living in the present moment, enjoying life only one way we know. Celebrate it with intention and gratitude. Up next, we have our Tradio segment coming around the corner, coming in hot. Let us know if you've got something you're looking to buy, sell, trade, and or announce to the Fox River Valley area. We'd be happy to get the word around. Let us know. Only on Tradio. Stay tuned for more. We'll be back with more here on Out to Lunch, WRMN.
With your news flash, I'm Ryan Gatenby. Brought to you by KFC. More than 15 business, manufacturing, and labor groups are asking regulators to halt Illinois' planned natural gas phase-out. The coalition cites a study warning of possible electricity shortages by 2029, saying retired power plants could threaten grid reliability. An Internet Freedom Group warns Governor J.B. Pritzker's proposed social media platform fee could raise costs for residents and businesses. The governor says the plan would fund K-12 education, while critics argue companies would pass the cost to consumers. Illinois lawmakers are considering an emergency bill to address SNAP benefit cuts affecting about 230,000 residents. The proposal would provide a one-time payment to households losing aid as concerns rise ahead of the reductions. I'm Ryan Gatenby with your news flash.
KFC tale in the pursuit of flavor. The greatest insult the Colonel ever suffered was being served a wrap that was just a snack by a friend. So he took 2 crispy tenders, lettuce, tomatoes, and pepper mayo, and wrapped them in a soft tortilla. It wasn't a snack, it was a meal. He called it a twister, and never called that friend again. The Colonel lived, so we could chicken. The Twister, now back at KFC, classic or with bacon. Also try it spicy. It's finger-licking good.
Prices and participation may vary.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Get ready for an unforgettable night out in downtown St. Charles at O-Shows, where live music, dining, and entertainment come alive. Visit the iconic Arcada Theater at 105 East Main Street and experience the venue voted Chicagoland's premier entertainment destination. Whether you're enjoying a headliner concert, dining at Rock and Ravioli, or hitting the speakeasy at Club Arcada, O-Shows creates memories. Tickets and event info at oshows.com, and you can call 630-962-7000. That's 630-962-7000. Make your reservation, bring your friends, and plan your next event at O-Shows. Live music, dining, and entertainment, all in one place. Visit oshows.com and join the fun tonight. Supporter of the America's First Responder Fest.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast, brought to you by Chick-fil-A. This afternoon, sunny with a high near 34. Tonight, partly cloudy with a low around 19. Looking ahead to Thursday, mostly sunny with a high near 42. On Thursday night, mostly clear with a low around 30. Currently, it's 32 and partly cloudy. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
And welcome back, folks, to Out to Lunch here on WRMN, the voice of the Valley and the talk of the town, broadcasting live here from Studio 14, serving you, the Fox River Valley area. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in today, being a part of the conversation with us. We hope that you are enjoying this lovely day. Excuse me. I already finished my food on the break. See, this is the problem with me. I ate too fast. I always do. But it's just so good. Do you have a problem with eating too fast? If you're out there, I feel you. I hope you feel me too, because I do. I do. I scarf stuff down, depending on what it is. If it's a real, like, savory, rich food, I don't. But bologna sandwich and chips make you hungry, so that's what I did. It is time for our Tradio segment. If you are looking to buy, sell, trade, and or announce to the Fox River Valley area, give us a call today to 847-931-1410. That's 847-931-1410. If it's got to go, post it on Tradio. Let's see what we have here for our local Tradio segment when it comes to folks who have been calling in. We have a Tradio caller, of course, Greg. He's looking for bicycles, late 1800s to the 1970s, parts, pieces, and or accessories. And, of course, they can be really in any condition. He also has vintage Omega watches, men's and women's watches, and also diver style watches. He's a collector, not a dealer, so he'll pay a fair price on those too. If you want to reach out to him, let him know. He's also looking for old gas tether cars that you can, of course, watch for if you happen to have any. He also does have he's looking for some extra pieces for a Disney monorail toy. It's a Shuko Disney monorail toy. And then he does have a son that's looking for some Pokemon cards. Now, if you're interested in purchasing items from him that he has for sale, he has a Schwinn 312 Goose Island bicycle. It runs really good, and it's just for 99 bucks. He also does have a Hamilton Beach 3-head milkshake maker. It's in the color ivory. It comes with three cups, and that's for $425. And then, of course, he also is selling some other things here as well. He is selling, I lost my place here, excuse me. He's selling a Lionel Pioneer Zephyr. It's 4 feet long in excellent condition. So you can, of course, check that out too. And then he also does have a Bailey Blue hat for sale. Now he also does have that soft top canopy. It's a 10 by 10 for free. It's got good use. It's got a nice red top on there, and it comes with a hanging chandelier. It's a nice metal black, I think it's black metal hanging chandelier that's pretty stylish, I would say, for any time period, really. And if you want to reach out to him for more information, you can call him today at 847-962-6033. That's 847-962-6033. Greg has sent over some of the recipes. So, of course, we're going to definitely make sure to get that up going tomorrow. And then, of course, I know he's also sent over some other recipes, too. Cooking with Mickey Around the World, Walt Disney's most requested recipes. So we'll talk about some of those. And we'll post it up on the screen so that you can see it, too. It sounds like a pretty fun time, as always, here. Of course, on the Foodie Friday segment. Let's see some other things here too. We have a Tradio caller, has a lot of furniture for sale in Hampshire. Everything is like new. Take any offers. 2 sofas, a dining room table set, TV, appliances, washer and dryer. She's got so much. So please feel free to reach out to her. Give her a call. She has her cell phone number and also her landline. Please leave a message saying who you are with a callback number. The first number to dial is that cell number. That's 847-502-4612. Again, that's 847-502-4612. And then we also have her landline number that she gave to us. That's 847-695-9881. That's 847-695-9881. That's the number to dial. Another Tradio caller here has a car for sale. This is still available for $5,000 or best offer. It is a 2009 Toyota Corolla. It's a Model S. It's in great condition. Feel free to reach out for more information if you'd like to. And that number to dial is available. That's at 312-296-4223. That's 312-296-4223. And the asking price on this one is $5,000 or best offer for that Toyota Corolla. Another Tradio caller here. Gary's looking for a typewriter from the 30s to the 50s in the color black, a portable one with a case. You can reach out to him today. That number to dial is 847-372-8083. That's 847-372-8083. That's the number to dial. So those are the Tradio callers. If you want to add yourself to the list, that's 847-931-1410, or you can feel free to text us at 505-926-1410. Reach out to us. Let us know if you've got something, excuse me, that you're looking to get rid of or to buy or to sell. This is the great time to do it. With spring coming up, it's the flea market season. I talked to all flea markets coming up this weekend and also in the next weekend and the following weekend and pretty much throughout the rest of the year. There's tons that are going to be coming up, so you don't want to miss out on those opportunities to get some good deals on some really cool items. And sometimes the items, they just need a good cleaning, right? I mean, I've bought in lots of different little antique things and vintage items that, are dirty and, people sell them for real cheap because they're very dirty looking. I'm like, "Ugh, I need Gooby Gone. Gooby Gone is an older brand that we still have at home. My parents had it since like the 80s. But we use it to get any goo or gunk off, and it does such a great job. And it's orange, smells like oranges. It's kind of a weird smell, but it works really well. And you just clean it. You just got to clean it properly, know what to do, know how to clean it properly, and then you're set and ready to go. You can shine it up. Let me tell you, I've bought in quite a few, little bits of some of those bone china teacups. A lot of them I've bought before were extremely dirty. The one that I use fairly regularly, if I do feel like having a little bit of a fancy coffee drink or something in a tea glass or teacup, the one that I use, I remember when I first got it, it was hella dirty. It was very, very dirty, and it was sold for like $1 with the saucer with it. And I scrubbed it. I cleaned it, very carefully cleaned it, and it's just in pristine condition. And it just needed cleaning. So there's lots of cool things that you can find. I'm excited to be going out to the Elgin High School Flea Market this Saturday. If you want to come on out and enjoy the event, I'm going to be there. Come up to me, say hi. I'm going to be with my brother Ryan as well, too, so that should be a fun time. We're looking forward to it. I'm excited. I hope you are, too, if you happen to go out to the flea markets. I could go on a banter on and on and on, a positive banter, of course, about flea markets. I did it pretty much the whole hour of the community hour. With that being said, let's go through what we have for the rest of the day today. What also to expect for tomorrow as well. So today, coming up at 1 o'clock, we have What's Cooking Today with Michael Horn. He is going to be serving up expert game day grilling tips with Barbecue Hall of Famer Meathead. And yes, Greg, if you're listening in, that is Meathead, the guy that you did recommend to me from one of your recipes that you like from Meathead. And he's going to be on this episode here of What's Cooking Today, so that's great. He's also going to be having author of The Science of Great Barbecue and Grilling at the Meathead. So that's Hall of Famer Meathead, who is the author of The Science of Great Barbecue and Grilling and the Meathead Method. He's also going to be sharing his best techniques, bust common myths, and offer great recipes. Another guest that he's going to be having is expert on beer and brewing, Randy Mosher. He's sharing beer trends and history, plus they're going to be exploring some fascinating facts about American barbecue. So this is all grilling, barbecue, and beer. It's a barbecue and beer Thursday today on What's Cooking Today. Yesterday was a Wine Down Wednesday with Larry Lipson, the Affordable Wine Report. So that is, again, Michael Horn, the chef of love. That's What's Cooking Today. That's coming up later today. We also do have a Talk Time with Tammy and Friends Best of Replay. It is a Thursday edition here, so that's going to be coming up. It's already in the log, ready to go, all set, lickety split. And then, of course, we also do have after that, we've got Big Top Sports with Derek Geyer. That's going to be from 4 until 6 o'clock. From 6 until 7, we have the WRMN 10 o'clock news replay. We've got that going on for today. We also do have a political talk show that'll be coming up from 7 until 8. And then, of course, also Voice of Reason with Andy Hoosier from 8 until 9 o'clock. And then it's late night radio on WRMN. Those are the classic radio stories. A lot of them are chillier stories, not chillier in terms of cold, chillier in terms of chilling, creepy, unsettling, right? So listen to that. That's coming up. And then also for tomorrow, just a reminder, we have, of course, the morning show from 6 until 9. We have Fridays with the Finest with Chief Anna Lally. She's telling you the latest of what's happening locally in Elgin area with the Elgin Police Department. Of course, you can also follow along, too, on our YouTube channel, or also feel free to check out the Elgin Police Department's Facebook page. They do post pretty regularly. And I'll go through that coming up what they recently posted after the break here. But that's coming up tomorrow. And then we also do have, of course, our 10 o'clock news segment. We also do have Community Spotlight Show with Steve Thorin. I know he's probably going to be mentioning the flea markets with me, too. So that should be fun, as always. And then, of course, we have our WRMN 10 o'clock news segment. I'm on for Out to Lunch, of course. just discussing what's happening locally in the Fox River Valley area. And then we also do have the life experiences with William Pellerinos. Now, there's not going to be a Dino's Night Out coming up tomorrow because it is the season for the Sox. We're going to be playing the White Sox game coming up. It starts at 2:05 for the official pitch, which means that will be starting at roughly, what is that, 1:25 if I'm doing that 40-minute break, the show in between. Well, it starts at 2:05, the first pitch. Chicago White Sox, and that is going to be coming up tomorrow at 2:05. It is Chicago White Sox versus the Rangers. So best of luck to them. That'll be coming up at 2:05. It's their spring training. Yes, their spring training is going on right now, so you can check it out. And the venue is going to be Camelback Ranch in Phoenix. You'll be able to listen to that. It is already 47 past the hour, folks. We got to take our time out here, our last time out. When we come back, we'll continue on, finish up the rest of the show, going on with what's happening locally in the Fox River Valley area. I'll talk about a posting that Janus Theater Company locally here in Elgin talked about. Also, some other things, too, on some things that are happening. Buffets, and, of course, some recognitions as well. Stay tuned. You'll be listening to WRMN AM 1410, continuing on with your day, and we'll be back with more in just a bit.
Hi, I'm Jeff Walter, and I'm running for Congress in the 11th Congressional District. I'm the mayor of Elburn, a retired businessman, and retired from the Navy as a Master Chief. The reason I'm running and was asked to run is because Washington has lost its way. As the mayor of Elburn, I have to govern using common sense. I have to stay within my budget, we have to provide clean streets, police protection, good clean water, and something's got to happen when you flush that toilet, the right thing. Washington's lost its way on those core ideals. They're too focused on too many issues that are either too far left or too far right. We need to bring some common sense back to Washington. So vote Jeff Walter for Congress. You can check us out at jeffwalterforcongress.com. I'm Jeff Walter, and I approve this ad. Paid for by Walter for Congress.